Little Diamond, are you king of the mountain? You're like nibbling on the mulch, huh? Oh, you're silly. Hey guys, welcome to TCR. Sid here. As you can see, I've got the birds locked up and they are not gathered around by my feet because I'm expecting a big load of mulch here in a few minutes, which I'm super excited about because I need another layer of that down. The first time we did it from when we trimmed our trees, and they had the big professional chipper machine out here, and they put it all out here and we spread it, but it still wasn't enough. We had a little more delivered, but we need another. We're going to start with 10 yards and then I'm going to have to see from there kind of if I need another 10. So completely recover this entire area, and then I'm going to be ready with the wheelbarrow to take a bunch more over there to the garden. So hopefully it'll be enough, but I have a feeling it's not going to be enough, but at least it'll be a good start. So he's going to be bringing that, and he's to be delivering and spreading it for me today. So that's why the majority of these guys are locked up. A couple of them snuck out because they're boogers, but at least it's not, you know, all the birds underfoot while he's trying to do this. So super excited to get this done. I am just checking things off of my list right now, trying to kind of do some projects and things that have been on the list that we've been trying to chip away at, but right now with having more time, really trying to make some headway. As you can see, the fence behind me is done. I did a little video on that as well. I stained all of this. I restained the old original fence that we put in a couple years ago because it needed a little restaining and the colors were all different. So trying to make it look a little more, you know, intentional. So really excited to be getting that done, and let's get rocking and rolling once he shows up. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So unfortunately the truck is too big to be able to get it all the way around the turkey coop and the chicken coop. So he's gonna have to leave me some big piles and I'll have to be spreading them out myself. Not exactly what I was hoping for. It's pretty miserable back-breaking work, but I'm gonna have to make it work. Not like I don't have the time right now. Probably before we bought the place.
Like 10 years ago.
Yeah, we've only been here 5, so.
And there was a gal that was gardening back in here.
Yeah, she had grapevines. We had a real bad flood though, like 2 years ago, so a lot of the grapevines died, unfortunately. But the mulch helps with the flooding, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because the creek's like right there.
I could feel it when I was going in there. The ground was spongy.
Yeah.
This is the courses that I have. So.
This is great. This is perfect.
It's almost like a park type stuff.
Yeah.
Ramona's a great little town.
I love it up here. Oh, were you? Yeah.
I went 4 years to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and met my wife up there.
Right on.
30 years later.
Right? Yeah, my husband's a transplant from Tennessee. He made this home after the Navy.
Oh, wow.
All right, guys, so there you have it. I've got my mulch delivery. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to spread it all the way with his truck. I did make sure that I always tell people, it's awkward to get through here, but you can get, a truck back here. We've gotten cement trucks and things back here before, but he was just nervous about, because the way his spreader spreads, it's like a spiral thing that just throws it. We have the windows up against the house right there. He was afraid that it was gonna hit too many things, and so he didn't want to risk it, which I understand. So it just means add another project to my list of things I have to do. And it never looks like enough. This is 10 yards, these 2 piles, and what he spread here already, but I still feel like it's not going to be enough. I feel like I need 100 million yards of mulch to do what I want to do. It always always seems like you need more of it to do a whole area. But I will get it spread over the next several days. I don't think I'm going to do it all in one day, and I don't think I'm going to do it at high noon. Besides, I have a few other things I actually have to finish working on. I've got some veggies I've got to cut up for probiotic to get started, and it's about time to feed Neil Diamond again. That you know, nursing the bottle feeding a kid is a constant stop and start chore. So that's okay, but right now I can let the birds out. Maybe they'll spread some of it for me. You know how they like to dig and scratch. One can only hope they'll do the whole thing for me. We'll see. Lots of projects today, guys. So while I had a couple people that live down the road spreading this mulch for me, I was working on the kitchen cupboards over there. They were actually able to spread the mulch a lot farther than I thought they were going to be able to. It actually, it went a lot farther, which is good. Very exciting. So I still have, you know, I will need to get another 10 yards to finish this area and the back area along that side over by the propane tank on the other side of the shed, and the side in front of the pig pen, as well as to take some over to the manicured area where the pool is. I'm going to refresh some of that, and also Mike's garden. So hopefully one more dump load will do it. And they spread this, there were 2 of them, they spread the 10 yards in 2 hours, which was really, really good. And this mulch spread a lot more easily than the first round of mulch that we got. I don't know if it's because the chunks are bigger, but it was just much easier to move. Everybody calm down. It was just much easier to move. So I think that also helped it go a little bit faster, but they did a great job and they were happy. I sent them home with some meat and stuff too. So I think they were happy, and he's like, let me know when you get the next load of mulch and I'd be happy to come back and do some work. So that's always exciting. And it was nice to like interact a little bit with you know, people outside my household, even though we kept our distance and everything. There was no handshaking as I would normally do when I have somebody come to do something around here. But I still made sure I sent them home with a care package because that's how I roll. So yeah, so I'm really excited that this went as well as it did. As you can see, I've got the girls, and well, I can't say the girls anymore because there's boys in there now too with the ducks and everything, but and the rooster. But I do have Daniel the butcher coming here in about another hour and a half. So because we've got through a long series of events, I had a friend that was moving. She had to get rid of her pigs because she couldn't take them with her. We got really sidetracked with a few things and we weren't able to process them ourselves like we normally do. And because of that, we ended up with 3. So, and just not the time or the space to process 2 right now. And I need to get at least 2 of them out of there. So having Daniel come and do that from our local butcher shop, Bisher's, that's going to relieve some of the pressure. Plus, as I mentioned before, I've got a couple people that have gone in on buying a live pig. So when he processes it, they will just pick up their meat from him. So boom, 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 right? That means I don't have to store it. I don't have to make room in the freezer for 2 hogs, because when that's all said and done, I still have to do the last hog ourselves, and that one we'll keep all the meat from. So our buddy Tony, who helps us with the hogs, is actually going to come down today, and I'll film some of that too with Daniel and Tony. He's going to kind of see, you know, how Daniel does it differently or anything from the way we do it. You know, Mike is really good at breaking the meat down once we have it processed to the point where he can make the cuts. He's actually very detail oriented, so he's very good at, you know, making the cuts and doing all of that. And I actually really like the way Mike butchers. And Tony and him process it out into primals, where they have the hog and quarter it after they skin it and everything, and gut it, obviously. But Tony was curious, you know, how does he do it? So he wants to come down and watch Daniel do it, just to see if there's any differences now that we've done, what, 13 hogs ourselves. He's curious to see if there's anything, you know, any little differences that he could pick up that he might want to use in the first half of the processing venture. So, because hopefully next week, Tony will come back up and we'll process that last pig, and we are gonna plant some clover in there, let that ground rest for a while, and focus on raising Neil Diamond for the meat for a little while. Plus we'll have our hands full. I've got meat birds out on the pasture right now, and the ducks, and the last few Cornish we're doing this weekend. So just butchering away as fast as we can. That's another reason why we couldn't process the pig this week ourselves. We have to get those Cornish into winter camp. I have some that are already pre-sold, so I got to get those orders out, and some of them, as you can see, they're definitely, you know, at that broiler size. They're ready to go. So that being said, I'm really happy with how the mulch went, and so the next couple videos you might see me in the same sundress here, because I'm running around between the butchering and working on the cupboards and doing all that and having the mulch people here. It's gonna be a long day here at the ranch, but I'm excited. I feel like we're getting things done, and there's nothing I like more than checking things off my to-do list. You can see they made it all the way up to here. All these gnats right now. We had all that rain, and then of course the first day we had heat. But this whole area got done, which is very exciting. And it's actually, they did a really thick layer. I might actually have to take the rake and just kind of rake over it just to thin it out a hair, so that I can get that door open too. But it's looking really good. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. So still just that front area to go. You can see, of course, obviously under here where I've spilled hay repeatedly. And we got a couple, 20 more yards of mulch delivered that we'll be spreading tomorrow. Decent amount here. This should do the rest of what we want to do between back here and up front there and by the pool and in the garden. Very excited to get this project done. Cannot wait. Been waiting. Glad to have it done. Neil Diamond. Oh, you're peeing. I'll wait. Lots of extra time on our hands right now, so lots of time to get some butchering done. Did a couple hogs. We're gonna do some more chickens today. And I'm like a laser. I'm like a camera. I'm so focused on getting stuff done right now. And it's good. Of course, I got a goat. Yes, I did. My little bottle baby. Not only did I get a goat, but Mike has fallen so in love with this goat that he is now gonna be a breeder. He doesn't want me to band him and castrate him. He wants me to keep him as a breeder instead of using him for meat, because which I knew would happen. So now I'm on the hunt for another goat, a female, so he can have a girlfriend. Pretty cool. I always find my ways, huh? Don't I? I always find my ways. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you get the notifications.